Hi again, everybody. Jim Thompson here at Fairhaven High School. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone back in town. It's the traditional day matchup between the Dartmouth High School Indians and the Blue Devils of Fairhaven High School. We have Sean Sylvia with us early here this morning. Sean played at Dartmouth High School, played in the Super Bowl up in Everett. How did you manage the traditional day Thanksgiving Day game? Very important to a lot of seniors, but yet knowing 7 days after that game, you had a big Super Bowl game.
Well, you just want to go in here first things first. You got a beautiful day out here, but going into that game, you just want to get out healthy. I mean, you're going to go out there and execute at a high level because you have a short week to go. Put it all out there. So I mean, just the number one thing is just go out here and just get in and get out and just be healthy. That's a big thing.
Jimmy, Dartmouth High School. In the next 10 days, heading up to Foxborough Division III championship game to defend their title. Today, you may see a lot of the JV kids playing in the second half.
Yeah, I think Dartmouth has the benefit of playing a Fairhaven team that hasn't really had a strong season. They're not going to give them much of a challenge today, so a chance, for Dartmouth to get some of their starters a little bit of prep work before that Super Bowl game, and then get some rest, which is definitely needed. Like Sean said, you want to rest up, make sure you're healthy going into the Super Bowl.
Well, Sean, this team very similar to some of the teams you played on. They have 4 or 5 outstanding players, but they have balance beyond that. They have 8, 10, 12 other kids that are football players, like your team did. You had you and you had Todman and Lynch and Mello, but beside that, you had 10 or 12 other really good football players.
Yeah, and that's a credit. I mean, that's a credit to Coach White, coaching staff, and as a whole, just the camaraderie of these guys growing up. I mean, it comes to the point where, on the field, we grow up together and go play ball together growing up. And so out here, it's just, you're just kind of just doing what you did as kids and, at this level. So it's pretty cool to watch. And, I'm happy for these guys going back and hopefully we can take it home again.
Any predictions?
Oh, yeah, we're going to win. Oh, today? I think it's going to be like 45-10.
45-10. Jim, prediction?
Yeah, I was going 56-10 in the truck, and I think it'd be lucky for Fairhaven if they scored 10, but we'll see what happens.
All right, we'll be right back with today's opening kickoff in just a moment. Today is the traditional matchup as Dartmouth has crossed over the Fairhaven Bridge to come into Fairhaven to take on the Blue Devils. Before we get to today's contest, let's take a moment to honor this great country of ours. The Fairhaven High School Marching Band will perform our national anthem. By the small but talented Fairhaven High School Marching Band. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the great town that we live in. Jim Thompson alongside Jim Wilkins. Andrew Thompson doing the spotting here from Fairhaven on Jim with us. An outstanding day weather-wise.
Yeah, we couldn't have got much better than this today. It's just a wonderful weather, not too cold. Perfect Thanksgiving Day weather, and should be a really great game. Like you said, it's always a great rivalry no matter how the teams are doing. And while Fairhaven might not have had the best season so far, they're always going to try to give Dartmouth their effort possible. So it'll be interesting to see how the game shapes up today, but definitely perfect from a weather standpoint. Shouldn't be any problems due to that.
Yeah, there is a gusty wind of about 15 to 20 knots coming off the ocean here in Fairhaven. So if you're looking on TV, as you are, that wind is going from right to left as the Indians will receive today's opening kickoff. And back deep for the Indians is Tisdale and Adams to receive this kick, with Adams to the near side, Tisdale to the far side.
So we'll see right out of the gate how much Dartmouth head coach Rick White wants to use his starters, and I'm sure they'll be in for at least the early going of the game. You know, get a little bit of a lead maybe, and then start pulling those guys, get some younger guys and some guys who haven't played that much a chance to get into some game action.
So Fairhaven will kick off here, and they're not going to kick it to the deep men. It goes out of bounds along the near sideline, where the Indians will have it 1st and 10. That ball is going to be spotted down at about the 35-yard line, where the Indians will have it 1st and 10, their first possession. And they do send out their starting lineup. You have to remember, folks, Indians are heading back to defend their Super Bowl title against Melrose, a rematch of last year's game, which, Jimmy, was an outstanding game, and we're really looking forward to broadcasting that game for the folks back in town, aren't we?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a great game. Last year, it lived up to the billing, a tough, close match, 14-7. Dartmouth got the win. Again, Melrose, a very good team this year. They're 11-0 coming into Thanksgiving. Dartmouth 9-2, so should be quite the battle once again. In the Division III Super Bowl, be the 3:30 game, so one of the primetime games.
So Jacobson's the quarterback, and here's Chris Martin, the outstanding runner, one of the leading scorers in Southeastern Mass. He rumbles out for a gain of 8 on 1st down, where Kirsten Louise makes the tackle for Fairhaven. Good gain on 1st down, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's just a nice run right there. Nice way to get the offense going. You know, for Dartmouth, I think the biggest issue for Coach White today is going to be how much does he play his starters and how does he get these guys to respond in a game that really doesn't mean much to them, in a game that isn't going to give them the best level of competition they've played all year, but a nice way to get that started with giving the ball to Martin their lead back.
Martin to the left side. Martin hurdles over a tackler. He's down inside the 45, down to the 44-yard line, where Brett Raymond made the tackle, but not before Martin picked up 7 in a Dartmouth High School 1st down. They're going to spot the football at the Fairhaven 42-yard line, far hash mark. Good morning once again to everybody back in town. Happy Thanksgiving to one and all. Matty Craig comes to the near side. Martin is the runner, and Chris tries the right side of that Fairhaven line, and that's the first time they stood him up. It was Tyler Mello greeting him in the hole, and no gain for Martin. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10, just underway from the stadium over here in Fairhaven, where Dartmouth over the last 20 years, Jimmy, has had the upper hand as far as the winning percentage.
Yeah, definitely. Dartmouth has put together some very quality teams in the last, especially half dozen years. Been able to do some good things. When I was here in 2011, we were able to get a win on Thanksgiving Day that was actually at Memorial Stadium. But yeah, Dartmouth definitely just been able to field maybe a little bit of a stronger program over the last 10, 15 years.
That was Tisdale on the jet sweep. Fairhaven defensed it well. Tyler Marinelli coming up to make the stop. A gain of 1 for Tisdale. It'll be 3rd down and 9 now for the Indians, and that got the Fairhaven coaches all excited. I'm sure they're working on that jet sweep, which has been a staple in the Dartmouth High School offense all season long. So Matty Craig goes to the top of your screen.
It'd be interesting to see if Dartmouth tries something here, maybe in the passing game, see what they can do as they head to next week.
Well, they're going to run the option, and that's the quarterback Jacobson, and Cole's got a gain of 9. I think it's going to be just enough for the 1st down. Bo Raymond made the tackle in the secondary, and that's going to be very close. We look on.
Taking another look here, and it's just a fake handoff, and Jacobson goes right up the middle. Big hole right up the middle there. Smile like the center, clears the lane and the guard, making a nice play. So Jacobson's really come on as of late, as another threat for this Dartmouth offense, which you know you're always going to get a heavy dose of Martin, and you know you're going to get that jet sweep, something that head coach Rick White has put into his offense as long as I can remember. I know we ran it as a staple of our offense when I was there for 4 years in the system, and it's just something that works very well. But having a mobile quarterback and a quarterback that can pick up the big yards in situations like that definitely helps out, and Jacobson's been great over the last, let's say, 6 games, really stepping up and becoming a big point producer and yards producer for this team.
Yeah, against Milton last week, he really turned the game around in the second half because Milton was doing a great job keying on Martin, and the coaching staff started to run the option with the fake to Martin and the quarterback keeping the football, and that led to Milton not being able to key on Martin, and then Chris had a big second half as well because they had the dual threat with the quarterback option, and Martin from his tailback spot as Arujo makes the tackle on Chris Martin. A gain of 2, second down and 8. The ball right at the Fairhaven 30-yard line, the opening possession for Dartmouth.
See if Dartmouth, like I said, I was going to say before that third down play, if they can get anything going here, maybe a little bit different, try some passing plays. They don't pass a lot, but when they do pass, they are very effective this year. See if they maybe try some things against this inexperienced Fairhaven team that they can maybe think about putting into the game plan next week if they need a big play against Melrose.
There's Jacobson off the ball fake, and Jacobson's taken down for no gain. That's Tyler Marinelli coming up from his defensive back position, his second tackle of the game.
That's just a nice tackle in space there. Jacobson had a chance to maybe bust that one outside and make a big play, but nice tackle there by Marinelli to keep him inside the hash marks and make it another 3rd and long for the Dartmouth offense.
Ball at the near hash, 3rd and 8. Ball fake. Jacobson throwing, looking for Tisdale out there, and falls incomplete. And that football really got hung up in the wind.
Yeah, you could see that from the get-go. That ball just started, like you were saying, the wind is blowing here right to left. You could see that ball just kind of start carrying back a little bit. Never got to where he wanted the ball to go to Tisdale. Tisdale's break was just a little bit too wide for that pass, and it's going to be 4th down here. We'll see what the Indians do. Looks like they're going to go for it. They're in that kind of middle ground area. Too long for a field goal, but too short of a distance to try to just punt it. So see what they can do here on 4th and long.
Indians send out 4 wides, 2 to each side. There's Jacobson. Looking, throws. Got a man along the near sideline. That's Matty Craig, and he's got it.
And that's a heck of a catch right there by Craig. That's a college-level catch right there, keeping his foot in bounds, making a nice play, sprawling out, keeping control of that ball. I know if anybody's been watching the Patriots games, there's been a lot of controversy with them, especially last week with what's a catch, what's not a catch, and that's a good example of what's a solid catch for this Dartmouth Indians team. Take another look here before the play gets off. See it here, Jacobson hits Craig, and Craig with just a nice job of sprawl out. You can't see the full play there because of the Fairhaven team, but just a tremendous catch by Matt Craig. Seems like whenever they need Craig to step up, he makes a play as well.
Well, last week against Milton, he made one of the all-time great catches by any high school Dartmouth receiver, and I've been around a long time, and that turned the game around on a 4th down. Matty Craig going up with one hand along the near sideline, very similar to the catch he just made now.
And that's the
thing.
thing.
On to win that game, and now we'll be defending the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks. And now Dartmouth jumps offside. One of the interior linemen, a little itchy before the snap of the football, and instead of 2nd and 8, it'll bring up 2nd down now and 13 for Dartmouth.
Yeah, it looks like Ashton, the right guard, just got a little excited there, jumped the snap a bit. But back to Craig and back to this receiving corps as a unit. They've really done a good job this year. And like I said, they don't make the passing game an integral part of their offense, but when they need to pass the ball and they need to make a play like they did there on 4th and long, they're able to get something going, which is important for an offense to be able to do. Obviously in high school you don't see a lot of big time passing plays, but you see when you need it, you need to be able to get them. Looks like we'll take a look at our first senior spotlight here in this Thanksgiving Day game.
going back to back is just unbelievable feeling. Can't wait to go there again with my brothers. It means a lot, played them for so long. Definitely don't want to overlook these guys. We want to come out firing. Go to college, study in education, and get my master's degree.
Matty Craig, outstanding athlete here at Dartmouth High School, also very good on the hardwood as well. And Jacobson's going to be taken down in the backfield, which will bring up third down now for the Indians. That was Arujo coming across. And our director of media, Cindy Marlin, decided to stand right up in front of us so we can't see. But that's all right. She's the boss, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's all right. We can't complain too much. But yeah, this is a tough play on that one for Dartmouth on second down and long already because of the penalty. Adams just met in the backfield by the Blue Devil defender, so we'll have another third and long for Dartmouth here.
Jacobson's got time, throws over the middle and almost hauled in by the Indians. Back there trying to catch that football was Liam Caulfield. Had it in his hands for a moment, just could not hang on.
Yeah, we'll take another look here. Looks like a tough break for Caulfield. Tight coverage. He breaks free and just gets his hand on it, unable to pull it in. Needs a little bit of help from Matt Craig on that one with the one-handed catch, but a tough catch nonetheless. If Jacobson waited another second there, he might have had Sullivan popping out in the corner, but a tough throw nonetheless, and another fourth and long here for the Indians.
Fourth down and a long cab ride to go. Jacobson's got plenty of time. Steps into the throw, looking down here at the goal line, and Jack Sullivan, well defended, had it knocked away, and Dartmouth will turn it over on downs.
Yeah, that's a play you see Dartmouth making a lot this year, is those balls that are just thrown up and it's a go-get-it situation, but a nice job there by Noah Furtado to knock it away. And we'll take another look. Furtado is a two-way starter for the Blue Devils. We'll take a look. Here's the pass, and Furtado just gets in front of Sullivan at the last second, gets his hands on the ball and knocks it away. So a nice stand there by the Blue Devils defense to hold the Indians out of the end zone. But now, unfortunately for the Blue Devils, they're going to have to deal with this dominant Indian defense led by assistant coach Mike Martin, who always puts together a strong defense. And once again this year,
Fairhaven comes right out of the chute with a crossing pattern. That's Ian Furtado, the quarterback, throwing it to his brother, Noah Furtado. And we'll look on at the Dartmouth High School starters as Matt Foley made the tackle.
So it's going to be Marquez, Smilak, Foley, Sullivan, and McCabe in the front. Got Cooper Smith back off injury. Tisdale, Luke Espindola, Matt Craig, Marquise Adams in the backfield. And this Indians defense, like I said, definitely a dominant defense. Only two teams have scored over 20 points on them this year.
And that's Noah Furtado ripping off a run of 9 yards and a first down as he gets it across the 40 out to the 41-yard line.
Take another look at
Tisdale
this
made
one.
the tackle for the Indians.
And we'll see Furtado get some nice blocking up front, and they were just slide right down the field for an easy first down there. And this is really where the Fairhaven offense is really going to have to get it going in this middle level of the field. But if they are able to utilize the talents of the Furtado brothers, they should be able to give Dartmouth a bit of a fight today, as the offense really kind of starts and ends with the Furtado brothers.
As Furtado has it batted down at the line of scrimmage, reaching up there for the Indians was Kyle Sullivan. And Kyle Sullivan filled in last week, and he did a great job, Jimmy, in that game against Milton.
Yeah, and just another strong play there. We'll take another look. He just bats the ball down. It's a quality job by the defensive lineman to keep his eyes up, make sure that he's not only trying to, engage with the lineman and make a play to break free, but also keeping his eyes on the quarterback, seeing what the move is going to be, and he read that one all the way. So nice job there by Sullivan.
Fairhaven comes into this game with a record of 4-6, but Coach White is always nervous in this game because Rudy Bulger, who is an outstanding athlete at New Bedford High School, the head man here at Fairhaven, he comes out with a bunch of trickery, chicanery, whatever you want to call it. That last play there, he had 5 wides, 4 to the near side in a bunch formation. And just a totally different look than you see in most high school
Like you were saying, Jim, definitely Bulger pulls out all the stops here for Fairhaven. He's willing to try anything to get his team going offensively, which they're going to have to do here today against a strong Dartmouth D.
Here's Ian Furtado. He's going to throw it into the near side. Pass was intended for John Bulger, and Nate DeMello from his linebacker spot got in the way of that, nearly picked it up, but that play was going nowhere from the get-go. So for Haven now, they face their first third down of the ball game. Third down and 10 for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it was a nice job by DeMello there too. You know, playing to his assignment. He's got the flat there. He knows that that's his responsibility. He read it well. Didn't even look to go after the ball there. Looked to go right after the receiver and kind of threw off the receiver a bit and was able to make the stop.
Furtado to the near side. Little shuttle pass up the middle. And this is Noah Furtado running with the football off the pass. A gain of 8. It'll bring up fourth down now as Smilak made the tackle in the second level of the defense. So little shuttle pass from Rudy Bulger to the head coach, and Jimmy and I just got through talking about plays like that.
Yeah, and that's a nice play by Furtado as well. Noah Furtado on that one. When he got hit there by Smilak, he actually was able to get another yard or two. So turning what could have been a 4th and 4 into a 4th and 2, 4th and 3, a nice play there by Furtado as well.
And they're going to have a quarterback option, and it's going to be very close. It's Ian Furtado. Got it across midfield. It's going to be very close, but I think he might have it by a half a yard.
Yeah, it looks like he just was able to get it there. Nice job to just kind of dive down towards the sticks there, knowing it's going to be close, to just throw his body down, see if he can kind of roll over the yardage needed to get. Also, not taking a hit, which is important as well. We'll see what they say as they got the sticks out on the field. Looks like it's going to be close, but I think they've got it.
They're stretching, and they got it. You can just tell by the shoulders of the Dartmouth High School defense, like, shucks, they got it by about the length of a half of football, but more importantly, they're going to keep the possession. Dartmouth High School moved it from their 35 down here to about the 30-yard line of Fairhaven before they turned it over on downs, and Fairhaven has taken the ball from there and moved it across midfield.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Fairhaven's offense early so far, you know, getting the first couple first downs that they've been able to do, see if they can continue this role and see if Dartmouth's got an answer here.
Furtado pitches here to the near side. This is Bulger. He's looking for running room. He's going to get swarmed under here at midfield. Brendan Foley along with McCabe came up in the chase to make the tackle. Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11.
We'll take another look here, and if you see the defensive end, Jack Sullivan, who's really a two-way threat for Dartmouth, he does a great job of setting the edge, which is a main responsibility of those defensive end, outside linebacker types in this Dartmouth defense, setting the edge and making sure that that ball was actually pushed back inside for his teammates to make the play. So a nice job there by Sullivan to set the edge, and something that Dartmouth's got to do all day on these sweeps and rollouts.
Here's Furtado. Furtado's pass falls incomplete. That was intended for his brother Noor Furtado. Luke Espindola back in there in the secondary. Great ball fake by the Fairhaven quarterback, Ian Furtado.
Yeah, nice ball fake. He definitely gets the Dartmouth defense leaning a little bit. Gets a decent pass off, but just unable to connect it with his brother. And then a nice hit there by Espindola to make sure there was no chance of Furtado maybe bobbling that one, keeping it in. But definitely you can see here early, like I said at the beginning, it's really those two Furtado brothers that are going to see most of the action on offense and going to see the ball coming their way a lot. Of course, with Ian at quarterback and Noah in that hybrid receiver running back formation set a lot.
Empty backfield here for the Blue Devils. Furtado's going to throw it back here to the near side. He completes it off the deflection. And picking it off for Fairhaven, staying with the football, was Matt Burgall. Kept his concentration off the tip football. It was Brendan Foley with the deflection.
It looks like he
But just a short gain of 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 9 to go now for the Blue Devils. Excuse me, 4th down.
So again, it was tipped, like Jim said, a nice job there tipping it, and then Looks like the ball came out there, but they're going to say that the receiver was down by contact, so Dartmouth doesn't get the bounce there, but a nice job by the defense to swarm to the ball and make a tackle for only a yard gain.
Indians going to come off the edge. Here comes the rush, and it's a quick kick. And that is so Rudy Bulger right there. He punted
That's
away,
it.
no Indians back. The Indians will take the possession. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Let's go to see another graduating senior.
Being a part of the team last year felt great winning the state championship. It was something that I took a lot of pride in, so to get another opportunity to win it with my senior team is a great opportunity that most teams don't get, so I'm definitely blessed to have this opportunity. My plans for next year are to attend a 4-year college where I'll major in political science.
Another graduating senior from the football team. We wish all the seniors, and for most seniors playing in southeastern Massachusetts and around the state, this will be the last time they will suit up. Very few go on to play college ball as Martin takes the first down carry and scoots out for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, nice there of Martin to break the initial tackle, the initial contact made right at the line, and he falls forward for a couple extra yards. So he's a scrappy runner, as you've, I'm sure, seen all year long. He's a hard-nosed runner. He's not a big guy, but he gets in there, and he definitely fights for every yard he gets. So.
Well, the first couple of games, he was off to a slow start. The last several, I think the last 5 games, he scored multiple touchdowns. And he's got over 20 touchdowns on the season as he comes here to the near side. They knock him off his feet as he tried to get out to the 25-yard line. Tyler Marinelli, along with John Bulger, made the stop. Another 2-yard gain for Martin. They've pretty much held him in check here in the first quarter, Jimmy.
Yeah, they've done a pretty good job of neutralizing. He had a couple big runs on that first drive, but towards the end of the drive, they really beared down and halted his ability to get big plays. And then here in the first 2 plays of this drive, they've neutralized him again, just a couple yards. So looks like we're going to get another, or it's going to be the end of the first quarter here.
Yeah, that'll do it here at the end of 1. Our score is Dartmouth High School 0, Fairhaven High School 0. We have another senior coming your way. Let's take a look.
The Spirit Week is pretty fun, and the pep rally and all that. It's just an awesome time with all my friends. It's just surreal to be going back to back. Like, I can't even believe it. It's still just an insane feeling. So hopefully we can do it again. My plans for next year are to attend a 4-year college, possibly in Vermont, study mountain recreational management.
You know, the first 11 minutes have flown by. Each team really with 1 possession. The Indians running 2 plays extra in the first quarter. But it doesn't seem like Dartmouth seems really to be into it. They seem rather flat. They don't seem excited. Fairhaven seems real excited here along the near sideline. But I think that's part of the mentality of this whole thing of going back, defending your championship. You know you're going to Foxborough. You know you don't want to get injured. So I don't know if they're just, of course they're trying, but I just don't know if they're just a little flat, maybe perhaps looking ahead. What were your impressions, Jim?
Yeah, definitely. You could see that there was maybe a little bit of a lack of excitement from this Dartmouth team. And it's tough to get up for a game like this where you know that in just 1 week you're going to be playing for another chance at a state title, a chance to defend your state title against a team you beat last year, and to get up for a game against a team that's not very good and hasn't give their opponents much of a battle all year. It's tough to get excited for a game like this. So see how Dartmouth does the rest of the game, but definitely looking a little flat here early, although they get the nice pass there complete to Sullivan for about 11. So maybe that jump starts the offense a bit.
Well, they complete the pass. 1st and 10 Indians from just across their own 30-yard line on what is a beautiful, sunny, warm Thanksgiving day. And we've done a lot of games from over here in the past, and I can tell you folks, it's usually freezing over here. Here's Jacobson off the quarterback option, and Jacobson's up across the 45 and out to the 48-yard line, 16 yards and a first down.
Take another look here as Jacobson fakes the handoff and then just takes the ball. That jet sweep works like a charm every time because you got to pay attention to Tisdale coming across the middle, and then also got to pay attention to Martin in the backfield, and Jacobson just decides to keep it right up the sideline, right up the side of the hash, actually. Another 16 yards. So this Dartmouth offense looks like they've woken up a little bit. Maybe because of early game, they just needed a little bit of a wake-up call, and here's Martin again.
Yeah, Martin got across the 50-yard line, down to the 48, where he slipped on the field and basically took himself down, but not before he raced out for a gain of 5.
So taking a look at this one, Martin gets the pitch, a little bit of a high pitch, but he corrals it nicely. He goes, and as you said, it really was kind of him taking himself out of the play there, as he looked like he was trying to cut back inside and just lost his footing a little bit, and then an easy tackle for the Blue Devil defender. But Dartmouth's offense starting to click here in the second quarter.
Is Martin. Martin burrows down to the 41-yard line of Fairhaven, and that's going to be very, very close to the first down that he was looking for, and I think they're going to have another official measurement. No, they're not. They're going to give him the first down. Gain of 5 again for Martin in an Indian first down. They spot the football at the Fairhaven High School 42-yard line. We have no score from the stadium in Fairhaven. This traditional day matchup. Dartmouth High School on the road against Fairhaven, and they'll be on the road next weekend up in Foxborough. Take on Melrose. As Martin takes the first down call and advances it out for a 4-yard gain, and a little extra activity going on in that pile. And you were involved in some of those scrums down there, weren't you, Jimmy?
I was, and yeah, played 4 years. And I remember my Thanksgiving Day game like it was yesterday. We weren't the best team my senior year, but we came together strong at the end, able to get a couple wins. And this Thanksgiving Day game is different than any other game, really. You know a lot of kids from Fairhaven, so you get that extra scrum. Everybody wants to beat each other. You want to beat your buddies from across the town line.
There's a pass to Matty Craig. Craig running with the football. Matty still on his feet, inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. Cole Jacobson to Matt Craig. First down, Dartmouth, and first and goal from the Fairhaven 5.
That's a great play. We'll get another look here. Nice job by Craig to make the catch. As we see Jacobson back, he fires, hits Craig right over the middle. Not getting the end here. Oh, now we got it, and yeah, just a tremendous job there by Matt Craig, not only to catch that pass over the middle, which is kind of a danger zone for a lot of receivers, but also to get yards after the catch there, which is such a big component of the receiving game. You know, not only catching the ball, but making plays once the ball is in your hand. And a tremendous job by Craig there. He actually leaped over one of the Blue Devil defenders for a couple more yards. Now he sets his team up where they can kind of just maybe power it into the end zone here with Martin and Jacobson and maybe go up 7 early.
First and goal, Dartmouth, just over 8 minutes to play. Here in the opening half, we have no score, but the Indians threatening.
The Wildcat offense here.
Martin's going to work out of the Wildcat. Chris starts to the right side. He's got blockers. He leaps, and he's going to be down just shy of the goal line.
An interesting setup for Dartmouth going with that Wildcat, but when you have a senior running back and a running back who's a captain on the team, he's played big minutes for you for a couple years now, you feel a little bit more secure in giving him an opportunity to take the snap. He does a good job with it and almost gets into the end zone there. So looked like it could have been maybe a horse collar tackle they could have called as well, but didn't call anything there. Now we're back to the usual setup.
There's Martin. Martin going forward, but not forward enough. It's going to be held just short inside the 2-yard line. We'll bring up third down and goal.
A nice job here by the Blue Devils goal line defense, making it tough for Dartmouth to get in there. I think Dartmouth thought maybe they'd walk in on that first down play, but this goal line defense holding tough here, as making Dartmouth work for everything they're going to get today.
You see the football just at the 2-yard line. And they get up to the line of scrimmage, and we have a whistle.
Bolger called a timeout, I think, there. Didn't like what he saw defensively.
So we have a timeout here in Fairhaven with just over 6.5 minutes to go. And why don't we go to another senior spotlight? What do you say, fellas?
Going back-to-back Super Bowls is really special. Like last year around, I didn't really have a big part in the team, but it's nice to actually have a key part in the team this year, and it's really special. We got a really good special thing going on. Like we're all brothers, we're all friends. It's just nice to go back-to-back. Spirit Week, our class went back-to-back, winning like the shouting contest, most school spirit, and the brotherhood with the football players. We're all going to be friends for life. It's definitely the best part of high school. In a 4-year college and study business, like marketing and stuff.
Yeah, back yet, Fairhaven High School, where the Indians, with a strong possibility to get this ball in the end zone. They have 3rd and goal from the Fairhaven 2-yard line. We have no score in this one. Fairhaven's played very, very well thus far. And the Indians in the first quarter didn't seem like they were into it too much, but let's see if they can put a score on the board and get themselves going here. And I'm sure that a lot of these kids are looking forward to next weekend playing up in Foxborough. But they have a game here at hand.
That's going to get it.
Here's Martin, and he's in for the touchdown, first touchdown of the morning. And Chris Martin adds to his total for touchdowns on the season, chasing Jordan Todman, but he may not catch him.
Going to have a big rest of the game, maybe a big Super Bowl week for that, but nice job there by Martin to stay inside the tackles, lower his shoulders, and get in the end zone. It was only a matter of time for Dartmouth to score there. Started with the first down and goal from the 5-yard line. So
Liam Caulfield has done a great job since coming in to attempt to point after touchdowns. A little trouble with the snap. Matt Craig got it down, and Caulfield knocked it through. Looked like one of my wedge shots, Jimmy.
yeah, that was a little bit, it was an interesting setup there. Almost Caulfield kind of double clutched there. I think the snap wasn't handled correctly, but that's a testament to the blocking of this kick protection team for Dartmouth, as they were able to give him enough time to kind of reset, and then he was able to kick it through. And you're right, Caulfield has been a key contributor to this team all year long, especially in the kicking game. A lot of high school teams don't have strong kicking games. A lot of teams don't even have field goal kickers, so they have to go for it. Dartmouth has the luxury of having a kicker who can go out there and actually get, maybe a 30-yard kick if he has to in a game like next week, where maybe they have a little bit of trouble getting in the end zone possibly against Melrose, and they can send Caulfield out there for a chance to maybe get something going and get some points on the board. So he's definitely been a huge asset as he puts the extra point through and is ready to kick it back off to Fairhaven here.
He's got 24 point after touchdowns on the season. Liam Caulfield, last season a golfer on the Dartmouth High School golf team. And retrieving this is Ian Furtado for Fairhaven. As Furtado looks for running room and finally going to be taken down by the Dartmouth High School special teams.
It was like there was Tisdale there first. He slowed him up a little bit. And looked like number 29, Colby Mendy's coming over to finish him off there. So nice job of gang tackling by the Dartmouth special teams.
The special teams has been very, very strong all season. We talked about Caulfield. He's one of the few kickers in the area, Jimmy, that constantly makes tackles.
Yeah.
On the kickoff team.
He's a bigger guy too, so he uses his athletic ability, he uses his size to his advantage, and a lot of times you see these kickers, or a lot of times they're just the quarterback, stuff like that. They want to stay out of it. They don't want to take a hit when they don't have to, but Caulfield likes to get his nose dirty, likes to make some plays, so it's always an asset when you have actually 11 guys out there trying to stop the ball carrier on the other team.
That was Ian Furtado out for a gain of 2. Nate DeMello making the tackle for the Indians. 2nd down and 8 for Fairhaven, who now trails by a score of 7-0 in a beautiful, warm, sunny afternoon here in Fairhaven.
Yeah, the wind's died down a little bit. That sun is beating down on us here. A very nice day.
Furtado. And now they throw it off that formation. They hand it off to the first guy, then a little pass out to Noah Furtado.
It's another Bulger play for you.
Yep, that was a handoff to Bulger, who started to the far side of the field and tried to flip it over to Noah Furtado. And I don't think you'll see this play called in many games across the state today, Jimmy.
Yeah, they take that Dartmouth approach with the jet sweep, and then Bulger tries to a little onsides pass to Noah Furtado, see if he can get out in space, and nothing doing there. That's a tough play to make for a high schooler who's not a quarterback, too. As he's running down the line, try to make that throw and get it to go. And Dartmouth was playing that well defensively anyways. They had set the edge again, so it was going to be a tough play to complete even if the pass was made. But
lose 3 on the play, 3rd down and 11. Now for Fairhaven. And they are going into a pretty stiff wind, which is just picked up. They throw it along the flat in front of the Dartmouth High School bench. That was Matt Burgalt, the intended receiver. And now Fairhaven is going to have to punt into a pretty strong wind. Moments ago, you said the wind had died down. You called it correctly, and immediately you jinxed the weatherman, Jimmy, as this flag down at the far end zone is pretty straight out. It's probably about a 15 to 20 knot wind, which should work into Dartmouth's favor as Adams and Tisdale stand back at the 45-yard line to receive this punt. And this is going to come down to Adams from his 45.
that's a nice kick into the wind. I gotta give him credit.
Beautiful kick as Adams returns it inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Bo Raymond made the tackle for Fairhaven, but the Indians, Jim, in good field position here inside Fairhaven territory.
Again, they are in good field position, and they looked really good on the last series, and they're looking good again here. So we'll see what happens if they can continue to get something going offensively. Again, like you said, they started the game a little flat, didn't really seem to have a lot of energy, but the last drive, very quick work, getting down the field, and see what they can do here.
Here's Martin, and Martin just blasts forward down to the 35-yard line. Gain of 4 for the outstanding senior running back. Well over 20 touchdowns on the season. I'm sure he's looking forward to next Saturday's game up at Gillette. We will have all the action on Channel 9 of that game. If you folks that can't make it, we hope you townspeople gather. And let's get a bigger crowd than Melrose. But if you can't, the game is on Nested, I believe. They broadcast Comcast Sportsnet. They broadcast all the games, and the Dartmouth game will be on as well. There's an interception in the secondary of Fairhaven. So they turn the Indians over. Coming up with the ball was
Number 37, I think.
Yeah, I don't have him on the sheet here. I'm looking. There's no 37.
Yeah, no 37, but heck of a play for the youngster.
So the Indians turn it over. Fairhaven will have it 1st and 10. I want to say that was Bo Raymond. That number 87.
Oh, 77. 77.
Louise. We'll get it right, folks. We just go right down the roster, Jimmy. We'll finally get it.
Yeah, we just look for whatever numbers we can find here. But that was a nice catch there by the linebacker, sprawling out and making dive and play. Looked like Jacobson had Sullivan over the middle, but it's a nice job by Luis to spy the quarterback there and make a nice play.
1st and 10 now for the Blue Devils. They trail 7-0. And they throw it to the far side, and they have a completion and a big gain along the far sideline. Gain of 8. Making the tackle was Luke Espindola.
John Bulger, a nice play there. We'll take another look. It's a nice turnaround for the Blue Devils as they work the screen right off of the turnover. Bulger makes a nice catch, and then right down the sideline for about 9. So
2nd down and short for Fairhaven.
That's a big first play for the Blue Devils, coming off that turnover, making something happen right away, and maybe getting Dartmouth on the heels a little bit here.
And they run it to the near side, and they pitch it back to Bulger, and Bulger is well defended. He's going to lose 3, perhaps 4, maybe 5 yards on that. For the Indians, that was Jack Sullivan along with Sean Smilak.
We'll take another look. It's another trick play here from Bulger as handoff first went to Noah Furtado, then he dumps it back to Bulger, and then nice job again by Sullivan setting the edge, which is a key part of this Dartmouth defense on those sweeps and these jet sweep run plays. Set the edge there. Sullivan does a great job, gets some help from his teammates. They make a nice team tackle.
Well, you go from 2nd and 2 now to 3rd and 6. So the trickery doesn't work. And now they're going to keep it to the quarterback. And Furtado, it's going to be short of the first down, and a flag came down as well.
See what the call is. Probably going to be holding. It's back behind the line. So usually you see the flag thrown there. You think holding, some sort of legal contact, and that's what the call is going to be. So tough break for Fairhaven as they got that one a little bit closer, but
you know, when you're the underdog and you've got 2nd and 2, you want to possess the football. And trickery is fine, but in 2nd and 2 may not be the best time to call that. You cost your team 5 yards. Now you went from 2nd and 2 to 3rd and 7, and now in the next play, one of your kids holds that. That's going to bring the football way back and put Fairhaven in a very difficult position. And they like to throw the football downfield, but it's tough to throw into a 15-knot wind as well, Jimmy.
sure. And, you know, like you said, trickery is great, and it's something that I think needs to be brought into a game, especially when you're a team that doesn't have as many weapons as the team you're against. But you need to be smart about picking your situations. You can't just run a trick play every time, and something like that, if you went with a nice dive play there, maybe pick up the first down, then on 1st and 10 you can try something. You have a little bit more wiggle room.
So they're going to run it here on 3rd and long, and the Indians, as they have all season, Smilak in there, Foley, McCabe, just about the entire defensive front for the Indians, and a loss of a couple will bring up 4th down and about 18 yards to go for the Blue Devils.
It's going to be another punt here for Fairhaven as
Dartmouth is going to call a timeout with 1:37 to play in the half, and once again, the Indians should get very good field position.
it'd be nice to see if Dartmouth can get another score on the board before halftime, go into the break up 14, then maybe you see some of those younger guys get a chance to play with a little bit of breathing room. I know Coach White doesn't want to run his starters too long because of the Super Bowl game, but you also don't want to just throw this game away for nothing. This is still an important game. It's still a big rivalry game here.
Well, that's a very, very short punt, but let's go to a senior spotlight.
Fondest memories in Dartmouth High is definitely spending every day at practice with my brothers. Just every game day under the lights is definitely fondest memory. Going back to Gillette is definitely unreal. It was crazy the first time. I never thought I would go back, but going back is definitely a crazy feeling. Plans for next year is to attend a 4-year college, possibly URI, undecided.
1st and 10 Dartmouth from the Fairhaven 35-yard line. 7-0 Indians, just under a minute and a half to go. Jim Thompson alongside Jimmy Wilkins, Andrew Thompson as well up here doing the spotting. From Fairhaven, here's Martin. And they've done a pretty good job on Chris, and Chris is going to be gang tackled. There's 9 players there for Haven assisting on the stop. A gain of 1 on the play for Martin. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Timeout, and we're going to go to another senior spotlight.
Dartmouth and Fairhaven always been playing each other. I mean, we know them, they know us. Every year it's the same. It's always a battle. Just it's a great game between both two neighbor towns. It feels great just being part of this team with my brothers. Going to Gillette's great, and especially the 2 Brockton games, semifinals have been some of the best games I've ever been able to be privileged to be part of. So it's been great. I hope to go to college, study political science, get a degree.
Very well said, and I've done a lot of games, Jimmy, and every time we go to Brockton, especially the last 2 years, the Indians with miracles, I would say. Last year against Walpole, the last 3 minutes of that game, the Indians couldn't do anything in that game, and last week, coming from behind and defeating Milton, who was a #1 seed, and it all started on a 4th down catch by Matty Craig, and the Indians went on to victory. They're looking for Caulfield over the middle. They got him, and Caulfield is down deep inside Fairhaven territory. 1st down, Dartmouth.
Yeah, nice play there. Jacobson with a nice read, finding Caulfield again over the middle. We'll take another look, and over the middle has been working for the Indians all day today. Caulfield just splits the seam, and no one even near him when he makes the catch initially. A nice tackle there to slow him up at around the 5, but again, another nice usage of the middle of the field for the Dartmouth Indians passing game.
I know there's 20 seniors on this team, so let's go to another senior.
every Friday night, being able to suit up with my brothers, and it's just a great feeling running out onto the field, and something I'll never forget. Last year was a fun ride, facing two really good teams in the semifinals, and this year we hope to get another one, but it feels surreal. My plans for next year are to go to college and study history, hopefully get my master's in education.
It's nice to see that the Dartmouth public school system graduating some fine student athletes, and all of them want to get their master's degrees. Little do they know their parents don't have the money for it, Jimmy. The parents have to work 2 jobs in order to get that master's degree.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit longer in school for them as well.
Well, it's less they have to work.
Yeah.
The more you kids come home, the more we have to pay for you, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm a recent graduate myself, and I
And
can
look
tell
at
you,
you're working for $5 over here on Thanksgiving.
yeah, you miss school after you don't have it anymore.
There's Martin on the first down carry, and Chris gets it down to about the 1-yard line. Clock continues to roll. We're inside of a minute.
Plenty of time for Dartmouth here, though, from the 1. Set up whatever they want to do.
Martin again,
shots.
and before he gets the play off, I think Fairhaven called another timeout.
It's a nice job there by Dartmouth to kind of force Bulger's hands, run that hurry-up offense, get right back set. Didn't have a long way to go to set up there, so take advantage of the short field and try to punch one in before Fairhaven can get their team set up.
I bet you folks don't know that it's senior day here at Dartmouth High School. A lot of seniors, but they got one more game to play. But you know what? We got another spotlight coming for you.
The rivalry with Fairhaven, it's definitely a huge game. A bunch of alumni come back. All the families go to the game Thursday morning. And we know who they are, they know us, so it's just a fun game to play in. Definitely pregame on Thursday nights before the game. Getting together with the team, having a big meal, and just having a good time. Going back-to-back Super Bowls is definitely surreal. Going to one was a dream come true, and to go to another one is just amazing. There's nothing to compare to it. My plans next year: go to college and study criminology and get a master's degree.
All right, I want to know who the guidance counselor is guiding these kids. Every one of these kids want a master's degree. Good for him. My son's got a criminal justice degree. He's a probation officer. Good luck to all you kids. There's Martin and Chris in for the second touchdown of the morning for him and his teammates. The Indians now on top 13-0 late here in the second.
That's a big score for the Indians, even though they're already winning this game. We'll take another look here as Martin goes right up the middle, almost untouched there. Nice little play, gets himself in the end zone from 1 yard out, and that's a big score because now it gives head coach Rick White the opportunity to go into halftime, game plan, maybe get some younger guys some snaps, get someone who hasn't played that much an opportunity to get into this game, and he's got some breathing room to do it now as Caulfield sends that one deep. Nice kick again.
Caulfield kicked that one to 195.
Yeah, there's people watching on the roof across the street. I think he was aiming for him.
Our score with just under a minute to go in the first half is Dartmouth High School 14. Fairhaven High School nothing. That drive set up strictly by the defense, Jim. They pushed Fairhaven backwards on their last series of downs, forcing the Fairhaven kicker to kick from his goal line. A short kick into the wind. The Indians good field position. Super Bowl team, they took it right in and knocked up 7 before the half. And as you had alluded to, that's a big score.
Yeah, definitely a big score for the team. Now they can kind of start to, they have a little bit of breathing room. They can start to get some younger guys in, give some other people a chance and rest some of their starters. But like you said, the defense really starting it off there, and that's kind of been the way all year for this Dartmouth team. A tremendous defense coached up by defensive coordinator Mike Martin, who's just done a tremendous job over the years putting together strong defenses, making sure everybody knows their role. And once again, the defense has looked good here today with the exception of a couple of first downs on the first drive for Fairhaven. So solid effort all around.
Bulger and Furtado back deep, and Furtado's going to let it go in the end zone. Caulfield's got a strong leg. 15 not wind behind him. Got that ball into the end zone where Fairhaven will have it 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line with only 47 seconds left to play in the half. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. I know my wife is at home preparing once again, Jimmy, I've been feeding the pigeons at Buttonwood Park now for a year, and I have brought home 4 outstanding pigeons once again, so my family is in for a special treat.
That sounds good. Going a little bit of the unconventional route there, but
Well, you know, things are a little slow, and you know, you gotta go what they serve you. So we're gonna have that. So I think we've got French fries,
nice.
and I saw some frozen vegetables that some neighbor brought over, some canned goods. So we'll get through it. But pigeon, it's quite a delicacy, really is. You want to come over and try some?
I'll have to give it a try. Maybe get me a wing or something.
All right, see what I can do for you. Time running down here in the half. Final 20 seconds, and Fairhaven is just going to try to run out the clock here.
That ball came out, I think.
It did.
But luckily enough for the Blue Devil runner, they're able to fall right on the ball. So heads up play, because Dartmouth, time's running out, but they would have maybe had a chance to make one play towards the end zone.
Well, that will do it here from Fairhaven. First 22 minutes are in the bank. 22 more coming your way here on DCTV. It's Dartmouth High School 14, Fairhaven High School nothing. Stay tuned for the award-winning Dartmouth High School Marching Band. They're coming into your living room right now.
Definitely the pep rally, having everyone come together and have school spirit, and when the fan section comes out every Friday night to support us, huge boost to our confidence. The feeling surreal, like being on the team last year, just seeing those guys make the big run and us going right in their footsteps. Hope we can bring another back to Dartmouth. Plan to attend a 4-year college and study criminal justice.
out here at the stadium in Fairhaven. The Indians holding on to a 14-0 lead as Jimmy and I get set to call all the action in the second half. Beautiful Thanksgiving morning here in Fairhaven. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the town of Dartmouth. Your thoughts on the first half, Jim?
Well, it started out slow for the Indians. Seemed like they had a little lack of energy going in the beginning. Used their starters throughout the whole first half of action, and once the second quarter came into play, things really kicked up for the Indians. 2 big touchdowns in the second quarter, including one in the final minute of the quarter. Give them a little bit of breathing room, see if they start to work in some of their younger guys here in the second half.
John Bulger and Noor Furtado back deep for Fairhaven, and this is Furtado from his goal line. And Furtado brings it up across the 20 to the 25 and advances it out to the 26, where Brendan Foley makes the stop. You notice, Jim, on special teams, Ricky White plays a lot of his defensive starters.
Yeah, he does, and that's something he's been doing, for as long as I can remember, and it's not a bad idea, really. Put your best players out there, especially in big games throughout the playoffs and next week in the Super Bowl. You want your best players with as many opportunities to make big plays as they possibly can, so can't really fault them for that one.
1st and 10 for Haven, first play of the second half. They trail 14-0, and they run it on the little mini jet sweep to Noor Furtado, and Furtado runs right into the Indians' Nate DeMello.
Another shovel pass there from Furtado to Furtado, something they've been running a lot today, that little jet sweep, and Furtado doesn't get all the way there, and Ian just kind of flips it over to Noah and try to get something going in the middle, but so far,
well, it was a
no
gain of
good.
7. It'll be second down and short now for Fairhaven.
See if they try another trick play here.
Empty backfield. Here they come back to the near side, and Nate DeMello says, I don't think you're going to get very far. DeMello holding his ground, his defensive assignment. Gain of perhaps 1 on the play, 3rd down and 2 now for the Blue Devils.
Take another look here as it's again that little flip to Noah Furtado, and DeMello does a great job of setting the edge. I mentioned a couple times earlier in the first half, definitely a nice job there by DeMello to set the edge on the defensive end and make the play. So a nice sequence there for Dartmouth.
2 back set now for Fairhaven. Ian Furtado, outstanding player for Fairhaven High School. And he's going to hand it right into the belly of Tyler Mello and that Indian defense all season long. Sean Smilak, that's a 2-yard loss.
Take another look here as nothing doing as Mello gets the ball and he's met in the backfield. Leading the charge there was Kyle Sullivan, the big defensive tackle, making a nice play. Smilak comes over the top to finish it off. Just a nice sequence there again by Dartmouth, and they'll again force another Fairhaven punt.
Again, they're kicking into the wind, and their last punt set up the Indians in good field position as a short kick, as is this one. This one's actually only about 10 yards in the air, and it's rolling back to the line of scrimmage.
And that's a dangerous punt, actually, for Dartmouth as well, because it looked like the guys didn't recognize that that punt was so short, and that's one of those ones where it can hit and maybe bounce off of a player who's still engaging in a block. So lucky for Dartmouth that it doesn't hit off any of their players, and they're going to get great field position. Looks like inside the 30-yard line.
A 2-yard punt sets up the Indians to start their first drive of the second half in Fairhaven territory. This wind has been off and on all morning, but really blowing here now to start the third, and that punt went straight in the air. It took a Indian bounce back toward the line of scrimmage for a net total of 2 yards, and here's Martin, and here comes the typical high school flag as he's in the end zone, and the flag comes back at the line of scrimmage, and this will be coming back. And this drives me, Jimmy, right out of my mind. He's going across the goal line, and the guy's throwing the flag.
Yeah, that was definitely a late flag, too. I mean, it's one of those ones where there could have been a holding there, but would it have made a difference anyways? It was on the backside of the play. It wasn't a really egregious call. We'll take another look here, see what we've got, see if we can pick it out. Here's the play. It was thrown on the back end. I don't see anything too bad. Looks like maybe one of the defensive linemen had snuck in the backfield, but Martin, like you said, was already in the end zone, ready to celebrate, and a tough break there as it negates a 28-yard score, and it would have been nice to get Dartmouth going right in the start of this second half.
Martin is 4 shy of tying Jordan Todman's record for all-time touchdowns in a season for Dartmouth High School, and there's Martin fighting for the extra yardage. Gets a gain of about 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 14 to go for the Indians. And I have a bugaboo about officials. I don't mind that they throw the flag, but in a lot of cases, that happens where the guy is looking at it. If the hold happens, throw the flag. Don't wait till the guy's crossing the goal line, seeing that you're going to nullify a touchdown. Just throw the flag when you see the hold.
Yeah, if you see the call, yeah, throw it.
Just throw it.
Don't, if it's something that you have to think about that much, it's probably not really a good call.
Right. Jacobson's out for a gain of 4. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage where the Indians will have 3rd and 10.
Interesting to see Dartmouth going with their starters here, start the 3rd. Definitely, I think Coach White wants to get maybe one more score on the board, give just that much more breathing room to his younger guys before he starts filing in some of these sophomores and juniors into the action.
Jacobson, that time, throws, caught, 1st down Indians.
That's a great catch by Alex Tisdale, going up at its highest point, making the snag, 2 hands, coming down to the ground. Take another look.
Jacobson really fired this football.
Yeah, great pass going with the wind, so he's got a little bit of help, doesn't have to worry about battling the wind, and just a great job by Tisdale to go up and get the ball at its highest point there over the top of one Blue Devil defender. So this passing game been utilized a little bit more than normal for the Indians, and they've done a good job so far as, again, they go to the Wildcat formation.
Here's Martin. The ball just spotted outside the 10, so the Indians can pick up a 1st down, and Martin jumped anticipating the snap from center, and that'll send the Indians 5 yards back now. They'll spot the ball just outside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, kind of like how you haven't seen a lot of the trick plays working for Fairhaven in the first half. This is a trick play for Dartmouth, and again, it's something that they don't run that much, so it's something that you're going to get those offsides or false start penalties on them a lot because guys just aren't used to being in that position. Chris Martin isn't used to having to worry about getting the snap. He's usually just back there waiting to make sure he gets a clean handoff, so it's a little bit different. Throws a little bit of a bugaboo into it, and now they're 5 yards back.
Craig to the far side, Tisdale to the near side. Jacobson looking, throwing, Tisdale out there and overshoots him.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Jacobson today. Been impressed with him all season. He's got another year to go, and he's a good passer. He's not only that type of Dartmouth quarterback that they always have that can run the ball as well, but he's one that is a definite threat in the air, and you think about what he can maybe do next year as well, as he'll be back anchoring this club, and what he can do in the Super Bowl to add that other dimension of a strong passing attack.
2nd and 14 for Dartmouth. Midway through the 3rd quarter now. And here's Martin. Martin in the 2nd level. And Chris bangs his way down inside the 10-yard line.
That's a great job by Martin to break the initial contact at the line, and then you can actually see him with a nice job of seeing the field and making a little cutback to get a couple extra yards. We'll take a look here. Breaks the initial contact at the line, cuts back a little bit, gets a couple more yards. Just a quality run there. Quality football player, senior captain, and one of the leaders on this team all year. You mentioned it earlier, Jim. He struggled in the early onset of the season. There was a young line, an inexperienced line in front of him, and they've shored things up there, and he's been great ever since.
There's Martin, and he's Hoss collar down. He was heading for the end zone. That was Tyler Mello with a touchdown-saving tackle for Fairhaven as Martin ran it to the left side.
Taking a look, surprising no call here. It could have been maybe a horse collar tackle. He was yanked up around the neck. Usually if they get their hand inside the neck part of the jersey, they're going to get that horse collar call, but didn't get it this time, and they're going to go for 3, it looks like.
So Caulfield now will attempt the field goal for the Indians.
Here's the benefit for the Indians where a lot of teams don't have it, to go for a field goal. It's not a long distance kick here, but a lot of teams just don't have the capabilities of even attempting it.
Caulfield rides it up, and it's just inside the right upright. And the Indians have themselves a 3-score lead with just under 5 minutes to play in the third. It's the Indians 17, Fairhaven High School nothing. You know, if you go to school for 4 years at Dartmouth High, you're called a senior. And if you're a football player, you go under the spotlight.
It's a tradition that we do every year, and I'm really glad we do it. You know, like, even though we're not too close with Fairhaven, we're more closely related to them than any other high school because they're right next to us. So the tradition is really fun to do. Like, I never thought like we'd ever go to Gillette last year, and we went and we won. And going this year is just an even better feeling. It's like deja vu all over again. I attend a 4-year college and most likely go to Bridgewater State University, and I study education.
Well, Jimmy, we've got to talk to his guidance counsel because he doesn't want his master's degree yet. So we're going to find out. He's one of the first kids that don't want that master's.
He just wants to make it through the 4 years first and then go from there, which isn't a bad plan.
Here's Fairhaven on return, and that's Bulger. And John gets it up across the 10 out to about the 15-yard line, where he's tackled there by the Indian Special Teams. I'm Jim Thompson alongside Big Jim sitting next to me, and my son Andrew alongside as well. We welcome you to this telecast of Indian football, cablecast by Channel 9 in the town of Dartmouth. And the whole crew will be going up next Saturday, a week from this Saturday, up to Gillette, as Dartmouth High School will defend its Super Bowl Division III title against Melrose, who they defeated in that game last year. So game 2 of the Dartmouth-Melrose matchup coming to you via DCTV Channel 9.
It should be a great game, as it's always nice to see teams get back again and able to kind of create a little bit of a mini rivalry in the state championship there, and see two teams that played such a great game last year go back at it again as we get another look. And Dartmouth defense just stuffing the running back in the backfield. A nice play there as
Nate DeMello came up to make the stop. But
Nate DeMello making the tackle.
That typifies, Jimmy, the defense of Dartmouth High School this year. Just sure open field tackling. DeMello with a perfect form tackle, takes the ball carrier down for a 5-yard loss, second down and 15, and Fairhaven still going in to this very, very strong wind.
Yeah, Dartmouth does a great job of reading the waistline and making tackles, not letting themselves get faked out by head moves and the feet, reading the waistline and making sure tackles.
Well, that's John Bulger on the reception. It's a gain of 7. Third down and 8 for Fairhaven now. Under 4 minutes to play in the third.
This game's flying by. Not a lot of stoppages here.
Well, you're saying that because you're hungry for your mother's turkey.
Yeah, I got to get ready for the turkey. Mom's at home cooking it up. Some sides, some stuffing, some mashed potatoes. All the Thanksgiving staples. A little bit different from your celebration with the pigeon.
Yeah, the pigeon, four pigeons. They're not the happiest of pigeons. They grew up around Buttonwood Park, around the ducks and everything, but we'll see how it goes.
You don't have to worry about stuffing them. They got all that steel bread you've been feeding them.
Third and long here for Fairhaven. Here's the Indian rush all season long, harassing area high school quarterbacks, and down goes the Fairhaven quarterback. Nick Marks in there for Dartmouth High School, and Fairhaven High School
Take another look.
Once again will have to punt the football away.
See, Furtado just has nothing to do. Great job getting in there. That was initially number 55. Brendan Foley bringing the initial pressure, forcing Furtado to move in the pocket a little bit, and then Marks coming over with the big hit.
It looks
and
like
Furtado's going to try
looks like a little fake, and they line drive it here to the near side. A nice kick by Furtado that rolls inside the 50 down to the Indian 48-yard line. So a little Australian punt situation there for Fairhaven. Not so sure they were going to fake it, Jimmy. I just think they were giving Dartmouth a different look. A couple of the upmen started running toward the line of scrimmage, and they just kick it down the sideline.
Probably just growing up with my friends, 4 years, just growing as a person, studying, expanding. It's exciting putting in all this work since August, and just playing with your brothers and being out there on the field. It's just exciting to go back. I intend to go to a 4-year college and study marine biology.
Is the ball fake. This is Jacobson. He's across midfield. Cole's got room down the sideline. He steps out of bounds as he picks up a gain of 12.
Nice job by Jacobson there to, again, a strong ball fake. And then we'll take another look here as, like I mentioned, the strong ball fake to Martin, and then pulls it out and goes right down the sideline for 12 yards. Tries to stay in bounds there. You want to be careful. You know, get out of bounds if you can. Don't take any extra hits that you don't have to take here today. Playing deep into this third quarter of action.
Here's Chris. Is diving forward. Perhaps 3. Interior of that Fairhaven High School line. Arujo getting up for the bottom of the pile, along with Louise. 2-yard gain for Chris. 2nd and 8 Indians.
And so again, interesting to see these Dartmouth starters playing so deep into the third quarter. They got a 17-point lead. I thought maybe after getting that initial score in the third, White would bring some of the youngsters in, but I guess he wants to go at least 3 with the starting unit, make sure they're not rusty.
Jacobson throwing deep to Jack Sullivan. Sullivan was looking one way and the pass went the other way.
Yeah, tough break. Looks like it was a wide receiver option there, and he just broke outside. Jacobson saw some open in the middle of the field, tried to throw it back towards the inside, and a little bit of a mix-up there, and it will go for naught. But at least he threw it well past the defense, made sure no one else could get a hand on it.
Jacobs has played a nice field general game today. Threw 1 interception in the first half, but he's done a pretty nice job, as this time Fairhaven looked to jump offside, which forced Martin to go a little bit early for the Indians.
Yeah, Martin's been chomping at the bit a little bit here in the third quarter to get out on top of some of these plays. I think they've bottled them up pretty nicely in most of the action, with the exception of a couple of plays. So he seems like he wants to get going early on all these plays, and just a quick step there.
1:38 to play in the third. Indians 17, Fairhaven High School nothing. Dartmouth sends out 4 wides. Here's Martin on the draw. Fairhaven reads it well, and Martin gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Just a short gain of 3. There's tackle there by Tyler Marinelli. So now the Indians will be forced to punt the football to Fairhaven.
Josh McDaniels type play call there for all you Patriots fans. On a 3rd and long, you go with the draw, pick up some yards, take some time off the clock, and let your special teams do their job here, as Craig's on to punt it for Dartmouth.
And Matt's got a very, strong wind behind him, and it's a low punt, hoping one of these teammates can down it. Shy of the goal line, didn't work out. Fairhaven will have it. 1st and 10 from their 20, and we have a spotlight next.
It's just a big tradition that Dartmouth High School has had. My dad played against Fairhaven on Thanksgiving, and now it's my turn to play against Fairhaven. Unbelievable feeling to go back-to-back. Really fortunate to play Gillette Field twice in my high school career. Hopefully I'll go to a 4-year college and play some college football.
Good luck to Nate DeMello. Wants to continue playing football. Best wishes to him, and hopefully he can play locally so we can continue to watch his outstanding play like we have here for the last few years as a Dartmouth High School Indian. On the 1st down carry, just a short gain of 1. 2nd and 9 for the Indians, and that kid Smilak, boy, he's been a solid player, hasn't he, Jimmy, the last couple of years for Coach White?
He has definitely been an anchor on both sides of the ball. The linebacker position on defense, that anchor on the offensive line at center. He was the only returning starting offensive lineman for this club this year. Did a great job stepping in, helping the younger guys and less experienced guys get accustomed to the position. Like we mentioned a couple of times earlier today, it was a little bit of slow going for Dartmouth in the running game to start the season, but Smilak was there to get the rest of the guys up to shape and make a nice play, or a nice job of getting continuous plays going for the team, and he's been a big reason why.
Well, Fairhaven's going to take a timeout. There's only 7 seconds left to play in the third. Coach Bulger talking to Ian Furtado, his quarterback, along the near side. We look on at that Indian defense, and these kids have been outstanding all season long. Maddie Craig, Cooper Smith, Alex Tisdale, Luke Espindola, Nate DeMello, Sean Smilak, Brendan Foley, Colin McCabe, Nick Marks, Jack Sullivan, Marquise Adams.
Playing in their 12th game today, only giving up 133 points on the year. Of course, a 0 on the board today for Fairhaven, so just a tremendous defense. And it's all 3 levels. It's the line, the linebacking, and also the defensive secondary. Everybody makes plays here for Dartmouth.
7 seconds to play in the third. Furtado hands off to his running backs, not going to go very far. Running with the football for Fairhaven was Robert Fonseca, and that was Cooper Smith making the tackle for Dartmouth High School. So we're through 3 here in Fairhaven on this traditional day matchup. It's Dartmouth High School 17, Fairhaven nothing.
Jim, did you know that DCT is playing some old episodes of the Unsolved Mysteries?
I didn't know that.
I think we got a clip here, and we'll take a look, see what we've got.
The following events are based on a true story.
Mrs. Thompson.
Doctor? Wait a minute. Are we at a doctor's office or an auto body repair shop?
It's JT we're talking about, so what's the difference?
I'm very concerned about him. Is he going to be okay?
After numerous tests, we've discovered he's so full of something.
I know what he's full of.
I think it's best we take a look at the x-rays.
I hope he didn't swallow a chicken bone.
The unsolved mystery of the Jim Thompson chicken bone injury.
Hello, folks. That's why I'm eating pigeon. As Fairhaven comes out here and they throw it back here to the near side on the halfback option. I want to thank everyone at DCTV. It's been quite a career, but you know, Jimmy, I've been doing this for nearly 20 years, and I think, you know, they've done 20 episodes of this, and I'm finally glad that whatever mystery illness I had, I guess that's why I'm eating pigeon, because I ate the turkey too soon.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Pigeon's got less bones in it, less things to worry about.
Yeah, I know where they're going with that whole thing, but that's a story for another day. 4th down here for Fairhaven. They have 15 yards to go. Now they have the wind behind their backs, and the Indians were playing too far forward. That's Tisdale chasing, and a nice kick for Fairhaven as the upmen from Dartmouth High School were too close to the line of scrimmage. And with that strong wind, Fairhaven just kicked it over their head. So what should have been good field position for Dartmouth turned not to be true, and we have an unsolved mystery. Another Dartmouth High School senior.
My fondest football memory was trying out for my first time ever and making the team and being the starting kicker. Other high school memories, the pep rallies are always fun. I supported the football team for 3 years, and then this time I was actually in the pep rally, so it was a lot of fun. Like, I used to go watch it when I was younger throughout my high school career, and now I get to participate in it, but from what I hear, it's been like a 100-year rivalry between the two teams. I plan to go to MCP in Boston for pharmacy.
Indians run it on 1st down. We'll take a look.
Take another look here as it's the jet sweep. Ball taken down the side, and not much doing there for the Indians as Marquise Adams tried to get to the outside. Couldn't get all the way there. They start in their worst field position of the day because of some tough read of the punt there. Of course, Fairhaven going with the wind on that kick was able to get a nice kick over Tisdale's head and then a very favorable bounce.
Jacobson. Cole still twisting and turning his way out. Finally, they blow the whistle. 7-yard gain and a first for the Indians.
I know I've been saying it all day, Jim, but I think it's very shocking now that we're in the fourth quarter and you still see this starting unit out for Dartmouth. You know, you never know in the game of football. One play can be a tough break for a team anyway, so surprising that Coach White's going with this starting unit. Hopefully everybody's able to stay healthy through the rest of this game and see how much they play here.
Well, the Indians going to keep it on the ground, and they pick up 4 on the carry. That's Alex Tisdale, the ball carrier. Jet sweep that we've talked about. It's been a staple of the offense. You can do a lot of faking off that, and Tisdale has run it very well during the past 2 seasons. We're in the final 9 minutes of this one. Indians in charge at 17-0, and once again pitching a shutout. One of the best defensive ball clubs in recent memory, very similar to last year's outstanding defense. Here's Adams. Adams breaks through the first wave. He's still on his feet. It's a horse race down the far sideline, and Adams is down inside the 30. He's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line of Fairhaven. No flags, first down Indians.
That's a great run. We'll take another look here as Adams gets the straightaway handoff. He's in for a Martin on this series. Breaks the tackle there early and then just off to the races as unable to outrun the last defender there, but just a tremendous run. Make that first break very Martin-esque there as he makes the first guy miss, shakes off a tackle, and then gets down the sideline for a big gain. And he's a guy who hasn't seen that much time because of the effectiveness of Chris Martin, but in the limited role he's played, he's been very successful, and he's got a couple more years left to go, so big things for him to come in the next couple years.
Indians keep it on the ground. They advance the football down to the 25-yard line. Adams, the ball carrier. 2nd and 6 for the Indians. Under 8 minutes now to play on this traditional Turkey Day matchup between Fairhaven and Dartmouth. And many people think that this rivalry should stop since Dartmouth is a much bigger school now than Fairhaven. And you look along the sideline, Fairhaven perhaps 35 members of their varsity team. That's not an awful lot as Tisdale is tripped up in the backfield. John Bulger came across the line of scrimmage like a speeding bullet. 3rd and long now for the Indians.
Yeah, nice play there by Bulger to make that stop in the backfield, something that this Fairhaven defense needs if they're going to try to get a chance to come back in this game. We'll take a look here as Tisdale coming with the sweep, gets the handoff, and Bulger's right there. Missed block, it looked like, and Bulger just cut him off before he could really get anything going. We'll take a timeout again.
Well, we got a timeout, Jimmy, and guess what? 4 years at Dartmouth High School, you know what you get?
You get the spotlight.
There you go. Lights on.
Just being able to play football every day with my brothers, just, I don't know, hanging out on the weekend and stuff with them. It's unreal going back for the 2nd time. I didn't play as much as I did last year, but be better this year. 10 to 4-year college. I'm not sure where I'm going yet, though.
Well, that's a young man that I have enjoyed watching this fall playing for Dartmouth High School on both sides of the football. But I am telling you, he's one of the meanest, fiercest football players I have seen in quite a while at Dartmouth High School. He is just a blast to watch him. A couple of games ago, he got knocked down, I think it was against Plymouth North, on a real cheap shot. And that kid waited the whole game, and he knocked somebody from Plymouth North down cleanly. And he just kind of stood over him for a second and was like, okay, you knocked me down, not in a nice way. And that's just the type of kid he is. He's on the field, I'm sure he's a nice kid. He's just a tough, is what I really want to say. He's not a mean kid at all. He just plays mean. He plays hard. And if you're playing against him, you know you're in for a long day.
Yeah, in a day and age where it's a lot of, high profile, fancy type of football game that it is now, he's a throwback player. He's a guy that plays 2 ways. He plays 2 ways at a very high level. Every week he's in, if you read the articles in the paper, he's one of the guys they focus on. He's in the box score on both sides of the ball, making big tackles. I remember the New Bedford game where Dartmouth was in a bit of a struggle up until late in the 3rd quarter. He was making plays in that game on the defensive end to help the team get the win. And he's just one of those throwback players that isn't afraid to get his nose dirty and make plays on both sides of the ball.
Here's Adams looking for running room, and Bulger again comes up from his secondary spot on that 4th down carry, and the Indians will turn the ball over on downs. A lot of seconds in there for the Indians on that offensive front.
We'll take a replay look here as Bulger, little guy, gets back there, makes a nice tackle on Adams as Adams tries to make a little stiff arm move to get around him, but Bulger going right for the legs. A couple nice plays by Bulger.
Just over 6 minutes to go in this ball game.
Looks like they got some backups in along the defensive line for Dartmouth here.
Here's Furtado being chased, throws out in the flat. Incomplete. Bo Raymond was the intended receiver for Fairhaven.
Said Dartmouth set themselves up nicely in the first 3 quarters to now get all their younger guys in, get maybe some seniors that don't see a lot of action in the regular game time, get them a chance to play a little bit here. It's a nice testament to 4 years. No matter if you're the best player on the team or the worst player on the team, if you've been there for 4 years, you're trying your hardest, you give everything you got every day in practice. It's a nice chance to get out on the field and enjoy the game from the middle of the action.
2nd and 10, Blue Devils. Ian Furtado's thrown for 10 touchdowns on the season. Not today, however. Furtado now in big trouble, and he throws it nearly intercepted. Cooper Smith was right there, and I think Furtado was just throwing at his feet, and Smith almost came away with it.
That was a great play there. See if we can get another look at that, because Cooper Smith, I mean, it looked like he caught it, I thought. Initially, he did a really nice job of cutting that one off, and definitely looks like Furtado, if you look here, is definitely just trying to ground that ball, just trying to get it out of harm's way, and Smith just jumps right in front of Bulger, and almost a great shoestring catch on defense.
3rd and 10 for the Blue Devils. They trail 17-0, and time running out on them. Just over 6 to play on their home field. Here's Furtado. No rush, throws it long, deep, and broken up along the far sideline. Matt Craig back there at the 48-yard line to jump in front of that. That was Bulger, the intended receiver, and Matty Craig right there on top of him.
We'll take another look. One of the better throws all day in terms of deep balls from Furtado, but if we can get another angle, maybe see that Craig was just sitting there waiting for that one. He was almost licking his chops. He knew that pass was coming. It looked at first like the receiver was open, but then you took another glance down, you saw Craig just kind of waiting on the ball there, and once the ball got towards the receiver, he just jumped in, knocked it out, and almost got a pick.
Here's Furtado looking's got time, got to throw it here along the near sideline and overshoots his man.
That's a big miss there.
Pass was intended for Robert Fonseca, and on that 4th and 9, falls incomplete. It's 1st down now for Dartmouth High School.
He had Fonseca going over the middle or going down the sideline there. He beat the defender, but just a bad throw.
They flip on the switch. We got a spotlight coming your way.
Back-to-back Super Bowls is probably the greatest feeling I've ever had in high school so far. Didn't do really much for the team besides just make them better every day. Probably pre-games and just football in general, and then pep rallies are pretty good too. The plans are to get a civil engineering degree.
Hey, you folks in town, December 6th at the COA. It's a Rotary Club pancake breakfast from 9 to 12. Peter Chase will be there, dressed up as Santa Claus. Tickets are available at DCTV. Santa Pete will be down there at the COA. Sit on his lap and make sure you get all the Christmas presents that you want, because he's just a jolly old Santa.
Switch at quarterback here for Dartmouth. Nate Ellis, the sophomore, coming in to take over the duties for Jacobson, who's going to sit and watch the rest of this game from the sideline.
A lot of seconds in there for the Indians. Kobe Mendes now the ball carrier with uniform number 29. See all the white uniforms for Dartmouth High School, not much mud on them compared to the starters that were out there.
Yeah, looks like a completely new team out there. A team that kind of fits more the mold of this Fairhaven team. The sizes seem to match up a little bit now, as I tell Dartmouth was a little bit bigger coming into this game.
Ellis 5'11", 145, 2nd and 9. And this is Adams.
He's going.
Adams got running room along the far side, skips over a tackler, still on his feet, and Adams goes in for the touchdown from 31 yards out. Marquise Adams.
What a play there. He hurdled one of the defenders at number 77. Take another look here as a nice handoff exchange from the backup quarterback, and Adams just feeds right off the line, pushes it to the outside. Oh, he actually gets a nice block there too. And then just gone. He's got a great burst of speed, and he's a nice second option for this Indians offense on offense. So
Kyle Sequeira in now to attempt the point after touchdown.
Dartmouth takes a timeout. Look, they had a couple issues getting the 11 guys they need on the field there. Getting all those young guys in, not everybody knows where they got to be. Maybe some guys that haven't played on this extra point unit regularly, they're just trying to get them in the game. So
Sequeira was the kicker early on in the season, then he got injured, and he had a good season going for him before that, and he rides that out into the traffic on Route 6.
Nice for Dartmouth to have two very quality kickers at their disposal, something that, as I mentioned earlier in the game, most high school teams don't have one guy that they can rely on, but Dartmouth's got two guys that can take over at any moment and make a big kick for the team.
Nice to get him in here in his senior year to play on Thanksgiving Day, and Coach White gives him an opportunity to boot one through. So we look on at the Dartmouth High School bench. They have a big lead, and there's the outgoing senior class, and for everyone at DCTV, we wish all you youngsters the very, very best in your future. Your best years are ahead of you, right, Jimmy boy?
That's true. College, nothing quite like college, and it'll be nice for these guys to get out and see what they can make for the rest of their lives and get themselves ready to go as they transition into adulthood.
Now, my son, who's standing next to me, went to Westfield State College. Got his degree in 4 years, almost a miracle. Not that he got the degree, that he did it in 4 years. It's almost unheard of now. So you parents who are sending your kids away to school, I think 5 years is now the minimum, wouldn't you say, Jim?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things nowadays that happen in a class here or there. A lot of classes aren't offered all the time, depending on your major, and a lot of kids get caught up in 5 years now. So seems to be heading towards the norm.
Well, on that tackle by Dartmouth High School, that's Jack Sullivan, and he just amazes me. I get a kick out of watching him play. It's late in the game. His motor is always going. Here's a good look at Sullivan, number 75. Kyle Sullivan. And it's just nice 24-0 lead that Jack Sullivan still got plenty of gas in the tank.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for Haven. They now trail by 24.
Make no mistake about it, Dartmouth wants to win this game by a shutout, as Sullivan almost gets the pick there. That's the second time that he's had the ball in his hands. Just misses bringing that one down, but Dartmouth wants to get this shutout. They want to win this game. They don't want to just win it, but they want to get the 0 on the board because it looks good there.
Sullivan's mom is sitting behind us, and he's a little ticked off. He's a little ticked, but had you thrown him a hamburger, he probably would have caught it, just like when you played at Dartmouth High.
Yeah. The big guys like to eat, but that's a tough break there, Sullivan. A great job, again, to read the quarterback's eyes and to see where the quarterback was doing, keep his head up into the backfield, and almost comes away with it there. It's always tough for those big linemen to, when you get your hands on the ball, I think sometimes you're so excited that you actually got a chance at the ball that it's tough to follow through.
2nd and 10, they throw the quick slant, incomplete. Nearly a gain of 13, falls incomplete. Burgal couldn't hold on to it. Bring up 3rd down now for Fairhaven.
Sullivan again there, altering that throw a little bit, getting into the backfield very quickly and almost getting to the quarterback, Ian Furtado, for a sack. So a couple nice plays in a row from Kyle Sullivan. Got a couple more years on the roster. Looking like a real find again for this Dartmouth defense. Maybe one of the key guys next year possibly along the line.
4.5 to play here from Fairhaven. 24-0 Dartmouth. Furtado's looking long, deep back here near sideline and nearly picked off by the Indians back there in the secondary. Val Aiello along with Luke Clark.
Take another look here as Furtado looking for his brother. Another nice pass with the wind at his back, and just a nice play by Luke Clark to break that one up. He got his hand on it again, kind of like Craig did earlier on his pass breakup. He was back far enough where he was able to kind of read the play, came back onto the ball and was able just to get his hand and knock the ball away as Furtado tried to make a diving catch.
Empty backfield, 4th and 10 for Fairhaven. Furtado rolls right. Here comes the rush. Furtado still surveying, throws it long and deep and incomplete down there at the 46-yard line. The Indians will now take possession of the football with a lead of 24-0 with just over 4 minutes to play. I'm Jim Thompson and he's Jimmy Wilkins. Andrew Thompson spotting here this afternoon, what is now the afternoon, Thanksgiving morning game. It's been a great season. Paul Santos has been alongside for most of the season, and today broadcasting live for WBSM. And it's a day to remember the great Jack Peterson, who was the voice of high school sports for many, many years in the greater New Bedford area. And Jack passing away a couple years ago, and I think it's great of Paul Santos to keep the tradition. WBSM always covers the Fairhaven Dartmouth game, and I think it's great that Paul has taken the reins and broadcasting this game for you folks in the South Coast. 2-yard gain on the first down carry, 2nd down and 8. The Indians with a commanding 24-0 lead, 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in the ball game.
Yeah, Dartmouth looking probably just to drain all the clock here. Don't want to really rub it in too much at this point. They got the ball very deep in Fairhaven's territory, but just, you know, keep the clock moving, get a first down, and just let that clock run down and get out of here with a nice 24-0 victory.
Ben Aronson now and at the running back spot. And this is Colby Mendes. Colby's out for a nice gain of 4 for Dartmouth High School. 3rd down. Indians looking at 5 to go. Clock rolling down to the 3-minute mark. We hope everyone in the town has a great Thanksgiving Day meal and time to think about your family. And I know my mom just passed several months ago, and it'll be the first Thanksgiving our family has had without Nana Dottie at the table, and I'm sure our family will be reflecting upon the loss of my mom, who was a big Dartmouth High School fan for many, many years. So opportunity for you folks at home to remember those that you loved, and for those that are at the table that you do love, that are still with us. Fourth down for Dartmouth now, 4 yards to go.
See what they do here. Probably just go with another run, take as much time off the clock as they can. It's ticking right around 2 minutes left to go in the game.
TCTV will be traveling up to Foxborough. We will be broadcasting, not live, but taping the game for you folks in the town. Dartmouth will take on Melrose. Game 2 of that series. We defeated them last year in the state championship game, as Dartmouth is going to come up just short of the first down, and they'll turn the ball back over to Fairhaven with 1:48 to play. But we hope you folks in town, we hope that you rally. We hope that you, if you're a little older, that you call your sons and daughters and say, come on, bring the grandchildren up. This is a very, very special moment for the athletic program. It's not too often that a Dartmouth team gets to a Super Bowl, never mind going back-to-back. It's really something special, so it's easy to get to. You know, there's not the parking will be easy. It's not like going to a Patriots game. But I think you folks be looking for the bus that leaves Dartmouth High School. I'm sure if you call a high school, they'll find some mode of transportation for our fans. But it'll be great to see a big Dartmouth contingent up at Gillette. Let's get more folks up there than Melrose, for Pete's sake. I think we can do it. What do you say, folks? Come and join us. If you can't make it to the game, Comcast Sports will be broadcasting it. I think it's at 3:30, and throughout the week, DCTV Channel 9 now. That's where all your sports and school stuff is. Channel 18 is now more for you people that follow town politics. So stay tuned with us, and big championship game coming your way. And you know, I said it last week. You know, we were up calling the semifinal game against Milton, and there was no cable TV station there. There was no radio station for Milton. We're so fortunate to live in southeastern Mass. WNBH was up there. We were up there. And people look at us and say, "You're the cable TV station?" Yeah, we are. And we're proud of our athletics. DCTV does a great job. I think we do 6 or 7 varsity sports now, boys and girls. And most certainly over the last 20 years covering Dartmouth High School football has been quite a treat, not only for the people at DCTV, but we hear from you folks in town that watch a lot of games, and for that, we are very, very grateful. Now they're going to throw the halfback option. Why not? Going to throw it in the middle of the field, and the Indians' defense is going to end this game the way they started it. Luke Clark intercepts at midfield, and Jimmy, why not? Dartmouth defense ending the game on an interception.
It's pretty fitting. We'll take a look at the replay. Dartmouth's defense has been so great all year long. Great again today. Bolger trying to get something going again with another trick play. This time Noah Furtado passing the ball, and Clark just playing under it almost as if he's playing center field. An easy interception there, and a nice way for Dartmouth to end this game as they'll take a knee now and 28 seconds to run out. Move to 10-2 on the season as they head into that big Super Bowl matchup next Saturday at 3:30 at Gillette. Before we leave, got to give a shout out in the truck to Peter Chase, Derek Freitz, and Mike Fernandez doing a great job. Mike putting together all the graphics today and doing some directing for us. Great team effort here at DCTV.
And hats off to Mike. He has to work with those two nitwits. I mean, those two fine gentlemen, Peter Chase and Derek. And you know, once again, they put the JT special on as they do every Thanksgiving. And this year, another nice job by you boys in the truck. You got my wife involved in it, and it takes a lot of thought to do stuff like that. And thank goodness we have you two fine young gentlemen. I shouldn't have called you a bad name like that, but well, that name is well deserved, and both of you guys know that as well. But that'll do it here from Fairhaven. Dartmouth High School on the road wins the Thanksgiving Day game against Fairhaven by a score of 24-0. We've got a post-game show coming your way. We'll be right back.
And back here at Fairhaven High School, Jimmy Wilkins, some of the stars of the game for Dartmouth High School, the 3 senior captains here on senior day getting a big win, 24-0 over the Fairhaven Blue Devils. A couple thoughts here, Matt Craig. Some things going through your mind after this last game before the final Super Bowl attempt.
This is a huge game, big tradition. We got to come out and show out for all the alumni and everyone that's here, proving to them that we're very good, and we want to come out and prove it to everyone who couldn't see us. Played great.
And Sean Smilek, you're one of the top linemen on this team, a team that lost a lot of linemen, especially along the offensive line coming into this year. You did a good job of, anchoring that group and clearing some space for Mr. Martin over here so he could do his thing during the season. Talk about bringing some of those guys along and then getting to see some of those guys play, some of the younger guys get to play at the end of the game today.
Like throughout the whole season, Colin McCabe, Nick Marks, Aiden Ashton, and Nate DeMello did a great job, like kind of becoming a part of the line. And I mean, at the beginning we were a little shaky, but then we finally came together as one. And to see them do that in a short amount of time in one season is like fantastic. They did a great job adapting. And I mean, to see the younger guys really step up today and score a touchdown quicker than we did, it was a surprise to me. And just shows you that we have, how good our coaching is, and hopefully that is a good sign for the future.
And then Chris, so you guys come in today. You're 9-2 coming into the game. Fairhaven's only 4-6, struggling on the season. They did a good job kind of slowing you up a little bit in the early going, but you started to get things rolling later. Second quarter, third quarter, a couple scores on the board. You're chasing down JT for the single season title. Any thoughts?
Yep. As the game went on, the linemen started to open up holes better and stuff. In the beginning, it was a little tough. Wasn't that many holes, but as a team, they came together and opened up holes at the end. It was a good game.
You guys got any thoughts about next week's big Super Bowl matchup? Another battle with Melrose High School?
All business. We got to focus this week. Probably best football we've ever played. Everyone together as a team.
Sean, any thoughts about battling Melrose?
Yeah,
again?
we got a nice full week to prep for them. We just got to come out, play hard, and play Dartmouth football.
Chris, any final thoughts?
All business, like Matt said. We just got to work together as a team and just practice this week harder than ever.
All right, guys, congrats. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me. Thank you. And we'll get Coach White in here, talk about some final thoughts. Coach White, another tremendous season again. You guys finish up at 10-2, going into the Super Bowl match with Melrose again. A couple thoughts about today's game.
Well, I thought we started a little slow. Our intensity wasn't there in the first quarter, but actually we had a nice drive. We just didn't finish it, and then I thought the kids woke up at the end of the second quarter and started playing real hard in the second half. So, defense played very well today. He gave up no points, and the offense slowly got going as the game went on.
Yeah, you mentioned starting a little slow, and it seemed like the team on offense was a little sluggish coming out. It's an earlier start than most games, and it's a game that, in all essence, doesn't really mean much in terms of standing or in terms of the next week, and you have a big game coming up next Saturday. How was it trying to get these guys motivated to play this game? It's a big rivalry game, but it's different.
Yeah, we had a short turnaround from the Milton game, so we didn't have much time to prepare for Fairhaven. We played Saturday and we practiced Monday and Tuesday, really, and so it's tough to get back that quick and to have another game. But I thought because we had a good couple days of practice, the kids were focused. We talked about the importance of playing on Thanksgiving and playing in front of your family and your friends and your town and how you represent the school. So, on the flip side, Fairhaven, those kids are playing their last high school football game. So they gave us everything we expected. They played hard right to the whistle. So, it was just a hard-fought game, and we were able to come out on top.
And then just finally talking about getting some of those younger guys in as things started to get rolling. How nice is it for you as a coach? This isn't your last game for your team, but it's the last game where you're going to be able to get some of those younger guys in probably, because next week's going to be a dogfight. But getting some of those younger guys in and getting some experience for guys for next year, how nice is that as a coach?
Yeah, we get the second group in, and we got all our seniors in the game today, and so that's a nice moment for them and kids that don't get a lot of playing time. And we get a lot of guys that practice against us every day that prepare us every week, and those guys don't get a lot of recognition or a lot of playing time, but they stay with the program and they make the first unit better on both sides of the ball, and it's nice when you get a chance to get them in the game.
And then again, going into Saturday's matchup, it's going to be a back-to-back matchup here with Melrose High School. They gave you a tough test last year. You beat them 14-7. Your three senior captains talking about it's back to business. Any thoughts going into that game?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. They're undefeated this year, and last year they had a couple losses, so we got to find a way to beat them. We're going to break down some film this weekend, enjoy Thanksgiving today, and then we'll be back to work to try to beat Melrose. But the kids are excited. They're ready to focus on this game, and it's a great opportunity for them to play in Gillette Stadium and where the Patriots play. So I don't think we'll have any problem motivating them this week. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, Coach, again, thanks a lot. Congratulations on a great season, and good luck in the Super Bowl.
All right, you too.
Bring you back in here. Jim Thompson, let you take over, and some final thoughts.
Well, it's another victory for Dartmouth High School here. Have a great season record, and as Coach White just said, he's just going to enjoy the day. It was a quick turnaround for the coaching staff. Fairhaven, this is Fairhaven's season. They want to beat a Division 3 team. I think they play in Division 5 now. So, they had a lot to play for. As Rick said, it was their final game for their seniors. The Dartmouth kids, obviously, in the big championship state game final next week from this Saturday. So I thought the game went pretty much as I thought it would. And the Dartmouth defense, they give up less than 5 points a ball game today. They pitch another shutout, and I think that's really been the story of the season. Offensively, you talk about Martin and the quarterback and Craig and so on and so forth. But, Jimmy, it's the defense, game in and game out.
Yeah, definitely. Like I mentioned a couple of times during the broadcast, just 2 games this year where they've given up 20 or more points. In the game that they lost to Bridgewater Raynham, they gave up 16. But other than that, it's been tough sledding for any offense that's coming in. When you talk about a team, in Fairhaven, that's a D5 team, it's a smaller team, doesn't have as many options to go to. You knew it was going to be tough for them coming in today, and that Dartmouth defense lived up to everything that people say about it, and hopefully it lives up to that same acclaim next week as they get a chance at Melrose again in the States.
So DCTV will be up at Gillette a week from this Saturday. We'll have all the action live throughout the following week on Channel 9. We want to thank you for tuning in all season long, and especially this Thanksgiving morning where the Indians wrap up the regular season with a victory over Fairhaven. For Jim and for all the people in the truck and for the camera people, the audio people, everyone associated with this telecast of Indian football, we hope that you have a very enjoyable Thanksgiving day, and we'll see you along the way. Until next time, I'm Jim Thompson. So long, everybody.